Hello and welcome to Honey Bucket Hill. We're here. We're going to do a couple interview questions. My name is Mesa and
I'm Ethan.
This is old Rooster Dog.
Rooster Boy.
To answer a couple questions that have just been getting brought up, here to interview. All right, so the first question is how and why are there so many cars up here? What's kind of the backstory of this whole property? And how many cars do you think there are? And just listen a little bit about that.
So this property is kind of a notorious spot in the area. Old guy bought it, an old logger bought it about 50 years ago, and just hoarded stuff. He had the ability to tow and run equipment. He worked on diesel stuff, heavy machinery, small car stuff, and whenever he'd find stuff, he'd bring it home. And without power, water, no utilities here, he raised a family. And kind of the old story is that he'd drag stuff here, and if you were missing your car after it had a flat or whatever, you wouldn't be able to get a hold of anybody that had it. So it was just up here probably.
So you think a lot of the cars that are up here used to be like stolen vehicles?
Loosely stolen.
What is the plan for this property?
We are trying to clear as much as possible to build a home and a shop and hopefully garden and maybe some livestock, but also keep enough of a stash for me to keep building stuff for years to come. My background's machinist and working on old cars, so we're hoping that, out of the 300 cars here, there's 100 lifetimes of projects, but if we keep maybe 40, 50 of them to build over the years, we have something to sustain us as well as the property itself.
That's awesome. What is like kind of the deal with all the trash too?
There's a ton of trash. These people were living up here and just throwing their shit out of the trailer. So whatever they had up here, it looks like you dumped out, 25 different thrift stores in the woods. That's kind of what we're dealing with. So we've removed 20 tons of trash so far, and we probably have touched maybe a tenth of what's here. So,
well, that's crazy. So the people that used to live here just lived here without any power in vehicles for about 52 years?
They had generators. There's lots of generators here. And that's about it, really.
Well, great. That's kind of the backstory of Honey Bucket Hill, huh?
Yeah.
So why, I also have a question. Why is it that most of the cars here just you put a battery in and they just happen to fire up? Coming from a non-car person. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I think a lot of them were brought here running and just left. And he was getting so many that, if maybe the brakes went out or the smallest thing happened or he pulled another one home he liked more, they just sat. So half the time, the stuff out here, we put a battery and gas in it, it fires up. The other time, it takes a little more work. And then there's a lot of ones that are just like dust. They're gone. They're not worth even, you can't do anything other than they're shot. So it's a little bit of everything. But with 300 cars, you can imagine there's going to be a handful that run pretty good, like this Jeep, actually.
Does he have a lot of the same vehicles?
Yeah. So if you're following along, you like Fords, Internationals, Jeeps, and a lot of Subarus. There's lots of all of that here. That's mostly. He didn't like Chevy. There's a bit of Dodge too, but mostly he just discriminated against Chevy, GM stuff in general. But there's still some good ones of those too.
What are your favorite vehicles so far that you've found on the property?
Probably my favorite by far is a 1968 International Travelall. It's a 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive. It's a pretty cool little stylish truck.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I kind of have a soft spot for a lot of them, so it's hard to say.
Give me 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay, where do we go? I really like, there's a 1970 F-250 Highboy up the road. That's a pretty cool truck. It's an ex-community service truck. And That's pretty sweet. And then I think number 3 would probably be this. There's a Cat D8 dozer here, 1941 dozer. That thing's just incredible piece of machinery. So
Great. Well, how many years do you think it's gonna take to clean this place
Oof.
up?
lifetime.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
Because when you dig in the dirt, you always find something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, great.
So if you like old rigs getting started up and cleaned up and just clearing and building, then check us out.
One last question. When do you think there'll be power and water brought up to this property?
We're hoping this summer. We got the place in July of 2023, and it's April of 2024 right now, and we're hoping we've just got it cleared enough that I think this spring we'll be able to get at least power up here and start building.
Great. Well, thanks for following along, right?
Yeah. Or not, whatever you want. We don't really care. We're going to do it either way.
All right.
Rooster! To the back! To the back! Come on, buddy! Come on!
Come on, up here.